Welcome to the 2nd District here in the County of Orange. I am Vicente Sarmiento. I'm so happy to have all of you here with us today. And I want to thank all the fellows and all the staff and support for the California Volunteers. Thank you for allowing me to host this here in Orange County. We know that the state is really involved in the whole volunteerism effort, but we're so grateful that Orange County now is going to have a strong seat at this table, making sure that we inspire our youth. Many of the fellows behind us, but there's an army of others that join them as well. And I want to thank and make a special shout out and give a shout out to Chief Service Officer Josh Fryday. Let's give him a big round of applause. Thank you, Josh, for being here and for being such a champion in this space and in this effort. I also want to thank a personal friend of mine who has dedicated her time to service to her city of Irvine. She is the mayor, Mayor Farah Khan. Thank you, Farah, for being here and always being a champion for your support. And really everybody in the audience. So I am very, very happy to have you all. I am a commissioner with the California Volunteers, and I'm grateful to have this opportunity to host you all here. We do have two of the largest cities in the state in the County of Orange. That is Irvine, and we also have Anaheim, and I understand that the mayor of Anaheim will be joining us later today. But I'm a former mayor. I'm also, I just across the street from Santa Ana when I was there. We were also one of the big 13 cities, and this is so great to see the extension of the work that we did when we were on that group. It looks like Irvine overtook us a little bit. They somehow started growing and we started shrinking a little bit. So, but we all know that we all lean into this, and we know that volunteerism is such an important task. So this is a state office, the California Volunteers, if you don't know, that's tasked with engaging Californians in service, volunteering, and civic action to tackle our state's most pressing issues, while mobilizing all Californians to volunteer and serve in their communities. Californians join the effort through the following volunteer opportunities: the California Service Corps, the College Corps, the Climate Action Corps, the Youth Job Corps, and AmeriCorps. Today, we'll be focusing in on two specific corps, which is the Climate Action Corps and the Youth Job Corps. And, what was interesting is last night, the county set off on a path of starting to canvass our community on developing a climate action plan. So this couldn't be more timely because to tell you a little bit about Orange County, we are the 6th largest county in the country. We have over 3.1 million residents, and it is a beautiful place to live. We have a beautiful coastline. We have some mountains. We also have some beautiful urban areas, but we also have some challenges. Our county is bisected by many freeways. We have urban heat islands, unfortunately, and many of those impacts that climate have on our communities impact our marginalized communities and impact our lower income communities and communities of color. So I am so happy that we're focusing in today on climate action, because we know it's timely for our county, because we're in the process of developing our climate action plan. So we will look to California Volunteers to play a vital role in that. And for me, representing the most urban part of our county, I know that it couldn't come at a better time. We know we have some environmental justice issues. We unfortunately have some cities that have predate the whole land use development policies, so you have some incompatibility issues with heavy industrial right up against residential and sensitive receptors, and that's something we need to plan our way out of. But I'm confident and I'm hopeful that we, as volunteers, will make sure that we bring this, bring solutions and bring energy to this space. On the Youth Job Corps, for me, that's something very personal because it's almost full circle for me. I grew up here in Santa Ana, and my family arrived here in 1965. One of the first jobs I had was working in the old animal care shelter here in the County of Orange. I was about 12 years old, and they used to have me clean out some of the animal cages. So it wasn't glamorous work, but it was work nonetheless that showed me how important public service is. And full circle now, being here as a county supervisor, I realize that it's so important to engage our youth with county offices and county issues. So we are going to be forming meaningful employment opportunities to youth by partnering with local governments and community-based organizations across the state, especially in these underserved communities. And the mission really is to engage young Californians in paid community service positions that contribute to addressing local issues. So also when I was mayor, I know we advocated for and requested that we apply for grants from the California Volunteers to bring the youth employment program to the city. And as a result, the city was awarded $4.5 million in grant money in June 2022. I want to really thank Josh Fryday for that, because I know when he spoke with all the big city mayors, I think all of us leaned in at that time and said, you know, we need to have some opportunities for our youth to make sure that they are introduced to public service and have a paid path. And now it will be expanding, from my understanding, by an additional $2 million from a grant from the California Volunteers. So it is a very, very special time for all of us to make sure that we support that. And I know here at the County of Orange, we revised some of our HR sort of obstacles to this, so we can have, you know, the county participate and work with our big cities such as Santa Ana, Irvine, and Anaheim in this space. So I just want to thank you and let you know that the County of Orange has, and we're blessed with having a network of people who already volunteer and who already do so much to make sure that they serve their community. I've seen youth lean in with me when I was championing efforts having to do with rent stabilization, affordable housing, quality health care, police oversight, all these things that are important to the youth, but were important to our community. So I want you to know that Orange County is a place where there are many people that care about their communities, their cities, and so we will have an inherent built-in network already of people who want to lean in. So I am just so glad that we can intersect what California Volunteers does, what we do here already in the county. I know this is an important commission that the governor has put together, and I know the First Lady is very involved in this as well. So I want to thank them for their leadership and thank them for letting Orange County participate at a very, very high level. I will make sure that we continue to recruit some of our best and brightest that you can see already behind me. These are our fellows that have, some of them are relatively new. Some of them have been working on these programs for a little bit, but we are inspired by all their choices to make sure that their community is a priority for them. And these things bring me back to what President Kennedy said. Sometimes we forget about what he said, which is, ask not what our government can do for us, but what we can do for our government. And the way I see public service, it's vesting us with that responsibility of doing something and giving us ownership and skin in the game on things that we see around us that need attention. So with that, I just want us to, come together in the spirit of good faith and of support with one another to make sure that we continue these efforts and bolster these efforts. So I want to welcome up here to the podium our Chief Service Officer, Josh Fryday, and thank him for making this day possible here in the County of Orange. I wanted to make sure you all realize you have a home here and you have an opportunity and a window of time that we can access a lot of this network of support here. So Josh, if you don't mind coming on up here and giving us a few words, thank you for being here, my friend. Thank you to all of you for coming in and leaning in on this effort. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor. Thank you so much for those words, and thank you for your partnership in helping actually create and build these programs from the ground up. And because of your leadership here locally, which is recognized by the governor, as was mentioned, thank you for stepping up to serve when he appointed you to serve on our commission, so we continue to take the model of what's being built in Orange County and bring it throughout the whole state of California. My name is Josh Fryday. I have the honor of serving as California's Chief Service Officer, and I just want to briefly share why today, and from our perspective from the governor's office, is so important, and also why we're so excited. We think that this work represented by these incredible young people standing behind me is so important to the state of California and our country because we live at a time when we're losing trust, when we're losing trust in our institutions, but also, and potentially more troubling, we're losing trust in each other. And when we lose trust in each other, when we feel disconnected and isolated from each other, I think we start to question whether we can tackle the big challenges like climate change that was just mentioned, like homelessness, like growing inequality. And what we're so excited about today and why this work is so important is because we believe in California that we are showing the way forward. We created the California Service Corps, and the governor talked about it in this week's State of the State. Very proud of the fact that it is now the largest service force in the country. We created the California Service Corps to show that we can connect to each other in communities again. We can come together to solve our biggest challenges, and we can prepare our future workforce. And these members that represent over 10,000 strong service corps members across the state of California are doing such important work. Such important work here in Orange County, such important work around the state, around food insecurity, climate action, education, teaching our young people. And we need them. And so today, the reason that we're excited is we get to announce that we are now recruiting over 10,000 paid service members across the state of California. Nearly 1,000 of those in Orange County alone. Think about that. The government is now saying, as John F. Kennedy once did, if you're willing to serve your community, we are going to pay you and help you pay for college. And with the California Service Corps, we've created an opportunity for almost anyone. So whether you want to go into education, whether you want to go into climate change, whether you're a student trying to figure out how to pay for college, including if you're an AB 540 dreamer, we have an opportunity for you. Now we just need your help getting the word out. So please tell everyone that you can to go to caservicecorps.com, find an opportunity that works for you, and step up and start serving today. And you don't have to take my word for it, for the power of service, the power to connect, the power to help our future workforce, the power to solve real problems. You're going to hear from some inspiring speakers today, including a couple of our service members. Pero primero hago en español para nuestras familias que hablan español. Hoy anunciamos que estamos reclutando más de 10,000 miembros de servicio pagado que son parte de California Service Corps. Estamos reclutando miles de miembros pagados aquí en Orange County. Y puedes ganar dinero mientras ayudas a tu comunidad. En el año que viene, estos 10,000 miembros van a servir casi 5 millones de horas, ayudando en las escuelas, tomando acción climática y apoyando a los bancos de comida. California Service Corps es un beneficio para los miembros, para la comunidad y para todo el estado. Y para todos. El mensaje del gobernador Newsom y el estado de California es que te necesitamos. Y ahora tenemos oportunidades para casi todos. Solamente hay que visitar caservicecorps.com y hay una oportunidad para ti. Now I have a real honor and privilege of introducing an incredible partner to the state of California, incredible leader here in Orange County, my friend, Mayor Khan.
Pull this down just a tad bit here. But it's such a great honor to be here with everyone to talk about the importance of the program when we talk about Cal Volunteers and the opportunities that are coming from it. I know Supervisor Sarmiento shared about his beginnings, and I want to share a little bit about my beginnings. My very first job was working as a park representative in San Pablo with the Community Services Department. And it was an opportunity for me to learn how city government worked, how the different departments worked, how the Community Services Department worked, and my role in all of that, making sure that the after-school programs were running for our youth within the city. And that's something that's exciting. That's something that has stuck with me throughout my career. And I hope that that's something that's going to stick with all of you as you venture out into public service as well. You know, our strategic goals within the city align very much with those of California Volunteers. We're increasing youth employment, developing career pathways, and strengthening local capacity to address key areas of concern for the community. And we're starting off, this is our first time starting off with the program, and our One Irvine Workforce Summer High School program now has 13 recruits that will train and employ within this public service sector in the city. And this is going to lead to hopefully career pathways for these young adults. And also, as we move forward, we're making sure that the opportunities to volunteer, we have a robust climate action and adaptation plan that we have established in our city. We're looking for volunteers to come in. Not only are we looking at the policies we're setting at the higher levels, but we're looking at the grassroots work that needs to be done. We have programs like Cool Irvine and Solarize Irvine that are seeking volunteers right now to make sure that we get into our communities, that we provide the resources that they need, and that we're able to build that community that is going to be resilient for years to come. I also want to share a little bit about programs for our adults that will be coming forward as well. We're looking forward to hiring 9 adults in the near future into public service program and making sure that they are trained and given the quality of life that they deserve right here in our city. That's living wages and benefits that are going to uplift our community members and make sure that they have a career that they are proud of. And so together, I know, as I thank Josh, I thank Governor Newsom and the state for all that they've done to create this program, and then also to provide the funding that is so necessary to keep the employment portion of this program going. I want to make sure that we are working together continuously, that we're uplifting our communities, and that we are paving a path for sustainable careers for our youth and adults. Thank you so much for having me here today. I look forward to working on this program for years to come.
Thank you, Mayor, and also thank you for sharing your personal story and reminding us that very likely standing behind me and out there recruiting today are future mayors of Irvine that we hope to go into public service. So thank you so much. I now have an honor of introducing, and we get to hear, which is always a privilege, from one of our very inspiring service members. I'm going to introduce Emma, who is an AmeriCorps member here in California. She's currently working at the American Red Cross for the Southern California region. She has deployed not once but twice to disaster zones to protect people, to work on floods in places like San Diego. And in addition to incredible service for the state of California, for this community, we're very proud of her because she's heading to grad school where she will be, we hope, using the scholarship that she gets from her service here in California. Emma, come and join us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hi, so my name is Emma Lloyd. I am a full-time service member serving out of the Southern California region of the American Red Cross out of our Orange County chapter. When I decided to join AmeriCorps, I was looking for an internship experience and honestly just life experience. My last 2 years of college were obviously online due to COVID, and I felt like I missed out on the opportunity to get an internship experience to help me be valuable in the workforce going forward. This opportunity came as such a great privilege and such a great way to help me move forward with my career path. I will be using my education grant I'm getting from AmeriCorps for my grad school education that I'm starting in the fall. One of my favorite parts of my work I've done has been my 2 deployments. I got the privilege to deploy to San Diego twice, once with the Red Cross as a night shelter worker, and once with Cal Volunteers for a recovery operation for the same flooding. During my deployments, I got to help serve clients and see firsthand the impact the work I was doing had. I got to go into clients' homes that had been affected by the floods and do demolition work to get their homes ready for contractors to come in and help them rebuild. The other thing I got to do was work night shifts at a shelter. I got to work with clients who were actively displaced from the flooding, hear their stories, and be able to provide support and just hear them during their time of need. The other aspect I have loved about my program has getting to work with all the volunteers at the Red Cross. They have been so supportive and so important to me during my time here. I know I've made connections and friendships that will last much farther than just my term. This program has helped me grow as a leader. I've taken on coordinator roles and led multiple teams during my term of service. This program challenged me as to what I thought I was capable of. It helped me gain unique experience as a person and as a professional. Not many recent college graduates can have the American Red Cross on their resume, and it helps me stand out. No 2 days are ever the same at the office. One day I could be working with volunteers to get their training loaded, and then the next day I could be at a disaster response, local or statewide. I have done administrative work. I have presented preparedness curriculum to over 1,000 people. I have worked night shelter shifts, performed mold mitigation, and demoed a house, all in less than 10.5 months. Only programs like AmeriCorps are where you can gain this much experience in less than a year. I would recommend AmeriCorps to any recent college graduates, anyone looking to gain experience in the disaster response, community service, or nonprofit sectors. This opportunity helped me gain experience that I would have never had anywhere else. I am so thankful for my term of service and the opportunities that it has now given me. Thank you.
Thank you, Emma. Thank you for reminding us that service has the power to both transform lives and communities. And thank you for all the work that you've done. I now get to introduce one of Emma's colleagues who is working here with the Youth Jobs Corps program. He's wearing one of the snazzy polos of the uniform, which I'm very jealous of here in Anaheim. And his name is Malcolm. What I love about the work that Malcolm's doing here with the dwelling place is that he's part of a unit that he'll tell you about, I hope, called the Compassion Unit. And I love that because that is the spirit with which this entire program was built upon. The idea of how we can connect Californians, how we can bring compassion back to our communities, and Malcolm represents the tip of the spear and the finest that we have here in California. Malcolm, please join us.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Malcolm Hong. I'm with the Youth Service Corps at the Dwelling Place Anaheim, and I'm with the Compassion Unit. What I do is I help to serve low-income families and the homeless. So for my volunteering experience, during high school, I really loved to volunteer. I did a lot of STEM tutoring for kids, worked with the homeless through food donations, making food for the homeless, and also just can donations and showers. And during high school, I just didn't have a lot of time to do these volunteer services that I really wanted to do and to become a part of the community. So when I saw the opportunity presented itself from the Youth Service Corps to do volunteer again, I decided to take it, and here I am now. Some of the best things that I've done here at the Compassion Unit is working with the homeless. I believe that in order to make a change in the world, you have to be the ones to make that change for yourself. Otherwise, no change will be done. And so for me, working with the homeless has allowed me to change this perspective of this derogatory kind of view on the homeless and make them become a part of our community, because that's who they are. And so I've worked alongside a lot of them. I've gotten to listen to a lot of their stories, and I find that being able to connect beyond just the surface level, by being able to give them your time, your energy, and by just communicating and listening to them, being willing to do that, can change so much. And a couple of things that I've learned personally is that the small things do matter. For example, I could just say hello, I can give them a coffee, and it can make their day. And we really don't know the extent to which our services help them and how we really affect them truly. And I think another part that really just warms my heart is the idea of this positivity, especially during COVID. A lot of things got rough and everyone had a hard time just coping. And I think that a lot of negativity took upon us in this world. And I think that by doing things like this, we're able to spread positivity back into the world and actually make that change. And so through doing these positive kinds of changes, you get to see this community blossom where your happiness and your positivity spreads throughout one person to another, just regardless of what you think you're doing. It's truly helpful. And for me, just personal growth I've seen in myself is just understanding these little things and how important they are to somebody. And not only this, but the importance of time, because time is the most important gift you can give to somebody. And if you're willing to give someone your time, if you're willing to just listen, I think that really helps make a change. And professionally as well, I've also grown because I've been able to thrive in this kind of chaotic environment. A lot of the times we don't get happy, like, homeless friends. And so you have to be there to deal with, like, the problems. And through this opportunity, I've been able to see myself be challenged. But not only this, I've been able to solve these problems as well, which I think is truly beneficial for myself. And also, just the opportunity that is prevented to me has been given to me has allowed for me to make a lot of friends, family, and also just be able to learn that taking these opportunities and risk, get myself out of my comfort zone, really has allowed me to develop as a person and grow. And so I encourage you all to participate in the Youth Service Corps and take part of the community. So thank you very much.
Good job, Malcolm. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Malcolm, and thank you for reminding us about the positivity and the happiness that you all are spreading and what we already know is the happiest place on earth. So we appreciate that. Thank you so much. We are so grateful in the governor's office, and Governor Newsom is so grateful for the partnership of Supervisor and Commissioner Sarmiento. We're so grateful for the partnership and the leadership of Mayor Khan and so many of our other partners here in Orange County, because we believe that this is an all hands-on-deck moment. It's an all-hands-on-deck moment because we have really big challenges, and we're only going to be able to face those if we do it together, if we work together. And what today represents, and the reason that we're recruiting over 10,000 service members across the state of California, is because we're sending a very clear message. If you are willing to use your time and your talent and your passion to step up to help your community, then California is going to invest in you. So please go to caservicecorps.com, tell everyone you know to sign up today, find an opportunity. Let us help you start your career. Let us help you pay for college while you go out there and make a difference and change the world. Thank you all so much for being here today.